In my last video, I started over in a new hardcore world. Before starting over, however, I spent some time perfecting the best Vanilla Plus mod pack. I honestly believe that every single mod in this mod pack is super vanilla friendly, and it makes your experience a lot more fun and your world way more immersive. So buckle up, because I have categorized every single mod starting from quality of life. The first mod is Anvil Swapper. This allows you to put 2 items in, but when you want to check the enchantment cost, you can just easily swap them around. Next we have Better Mount HUD. What this means is when you ride a horse or any other mountable mob, you can see both your horse's health and your hunger bar. Next up is Better Statistics Screen. What this does is you have this new interface of all of your player statistics, which makes it way more fun to navigate through all of your tabs, to see all of the mobs you killed, all of your food statistics, and so on and so on. Next up is Better F3. This makes the F3 screen way more readable. Also, every single thing that you see is configurable. You can edit the colors, even delete modules, and this goes for both sides. Next we have Cherished Worlds. This mod lets you add favorites, which are impossible to delete. They will also always be displayed at the top of your screen. Next up is Clumps. Now, I don't want to attack my cows to show you this mod, but basically what it does, it merges Experience Orbs, so you don't have a mess laying on the ground. Instead, it just combines them all to like 1 or 2 clumps. The next mod is Controlify, and this basically allows Minecraft to be played with a controller. Next is Creative Fly. This is a mod that is super useful in creative mode. As you can see, you can fly super fast and you can toggle it on and off. The next mod is Cubes Without Borders. Now this is supposed to remove, I believe, the border of your non-full screen. I don't understand this mod, not gonna lie, because clearly that doesn't work for me, as you can see. So if you know what this mod really does, let me know. Maybe it just doesn't work for me, I don't know. Next up we have Cut Through. Now this is an incredible mod. It allows you to hit entities through grass without breaking the grass. Disable custom worlds advice. This removes the annoying message that Minecraft asks you about wanting to load a custom world. E4MC. This is actually an incredible mod. Basically, if I decide to cheat in my world, I will open to LAN, and once I do this, it is going to host a public server, InvMove. This is pretty straightforward. Once you open your inventory, you can just walk around. Mini HUD. This is very configurable. What I use it for is I can render my day counter at the top of my screen, which is really useful. You can do this for all sorts of stuff, such as coordinates, IRL daytime, I don't know, whatever you want to use it for. Mod menu. This is what I've been using to show you all of the mods. It gives you a very nice list of every single mod that you have. Model Gap Fix. The picture says it all. This fixes those little gaps in between the pixels of your weapons and other items. More chat history. Minecraft deletes your chat history once you leave the world. However, now you have a chat history that goes way back and also goes over other worlds. Mouse tweaks. This enhances your experience with your inventory. No chat reports. This is more for servers, but it removes the chat report system that Minecraft recently added that no one likes. Paginated advancements. This improves the user interface of the advancement screen. Skin shuffle. Now, this doesn't work for me, but it's supposed to let you switch skins. However, look, I selected this one, but it doesn't. Oh, wait, it did work. Toggle name tags. This basically lets you toggle if you want to see name tags or not. Maybe this will be useful in a server. What I use it for is for flashback mod, which I'll come to later. Your options shall be respected. I honestly don't really know what it does, but the website says this mod has one simple function: to provide default options if the corresponding option file doesn't exist. Yeah, those were all of the quality of life mods, so now let's move on to the best part, Vanilla Plus mods. First of all, we have 3D skin layers. As the name suggests, it adds this 3D effect to the secondary layer of your skin. Ambient sounds. This adds a bunch of ambient sounds for your environment. Amplified Nether. This mod completely overhauls the generation of the Nether. It's also not like it changes the terrain. This still looks quite much like the vanilla Nether. However, you can see that it's way more spacious, but also it goes way higher. Apple skin. This adds these cool effects to food. As you can see, it looks like I'm actually consuming the bread. Auditory. This mod improves all of your block sounds, especially the older block sounds that reuse assets. Just listen to the sounds of this clay. That sounds so nice. Better clouds. What this mod does is it improves the clouds a lot, and also during sunsets, it gets this really cool red-like color. Like, look at that, this orange, red, man, this is so beautiful. Better third person. This allows you to freely walk around while being in third person. You know, like every single video game does. Camera utils. This allows you to add various different camera angles. As you can see, you can change your distance when in third person, but also lets you make custom camera angles. Not only that, you can also detach your camera and, you know, just walk around. I will say this is super hard to navigate. Capes. This mod just lets you use capes from all of these different mods. Cave dust. This is supposed to add dust that flies around in your cave, but for some reason it's not working for me. Connectable chains. This allows you to hang chains from one fence to another. However, when you do long distances, it will clip into the ground. Continuity. Now, I don't know if it's actually continuity that does this or my texture pack, but continuity allows your blocks to blend in with each other better. However, I am pretty sure this is just my texture pack, or maybe it wouldn't work without continuity. I couldn't tell you. Diagonal fences and diagonal walls. As the name suggests, this allows you to put fences diagonally, and the same goes for walls. Distant horizons. This mod pushes Minecraft's render distance to its limits. It's quite performance friendly as well. Recently, they also added shader compatibility, and now honestly, I can never go back to normal Minecraft. Easy anvils. This lets you place stuff in your anvil and leave it on top of it. Not only is it useful, it also is kind of nice looking. Easy magic. It is quite similar to the anvil, except for it is on an enchanting table. You can store your lapis inside of it, and the same goes for your items. Euphoria Patcher. This is a mod that doesn't affect the game itself, but it affects complementary shaders. When installing this mod and having the complementary reimagined and unbound shaders, you get two new options, which is plus Euphoria Patches. Now, I always use this shader, but I will go through all of my shaders that I use in the videos later in the video, so we'll come back to that. Falling leaves. This adds this falling leaf particle effect to trees. Now, since the cherry blossom already has that in vanilla Minecraft, let me show it to you with other trees. Fast minecart. This makes minecarts a lot faster than the vanilla game. Replay mod. This allows you to record your gameplay and then replay it afterwards. You can put down a position keyframe, a time keyframe, go forward, do the same thing again a couple seconds later, and then you can render your replay. Now, mind you, you do need FFmpeg, and I'm not going to go into the details of it. If you want to use this mod, you'll probably have to look up a tutorial of how to set up FFmpeg. However, a better alternative does exist, which is flashback. This is a relatively new mod that does the same thing as replay mod. However, this gives you a full-on editing interface. The performance is also much better. You can add a lot of effects. There's 3 different ones for camera. You can change your FOVs between keyframes. You can adjust your speed. You can make a time lapse, and this is super cool. This time lapse option allows you to add 1 point, and to the second point you can add another one and just say 15 seconds. So no matter how long your recording is, the replay will show all of it under 15 seconds. In replay mode, you can only adjust it to 8 times faster, which can be super slow when it comes to very long recordings. But this is not where this mod ends. As you can see, you can even add a time of day. This is a huge game changer, because whenever you record longer time lapses, your recording will become a flashing mess. So with this option, you can overwrite your time and choose which time of day you want to make it. By doing it in this little menu, you can just adjust it for the entire replay. However, if you're going to do it here, you can choose to go from one time of the day to the other, and even back. You can really play with it. This is just so cool, man. Now, I will warn you, the flashback mod is still relatively new, like I said. This means that sometimes it can be a little unreliable. What I do for my videos is that I record in both of them at the same time. So whenever flashback mod fails to render something properly, I will switch over to replay mod. Sometimes it also has a problem where the replays aren't available, like you can't open them. So I would highly recommend you use both of them at the same time, or just use replay mod for now if you want to save up space on your PC. A last advantage replay mod has over flashback mod is that replay mod allows you to render your distant horizons chunks, which flashback mod unfortunately does not allow you to do. do. Free cam and free look. Free cam allows you to separate your viewing angle from your body so that you can take a better look at stuff you built or stuff you want to show. At least that's what I use it for. Free look does the same thing, but it keeps you connected to your body. However, as you can see, it doesn't work. I can't move around and my head is shaking super weirdly. This is probably because of the... Oh, I just figured out that if I do it from the front, it does work. Well, good to know, I guess. The reason it doesn't work from the back is because of the camera utils mod. But hey, there you have it. If you want to use it, just use it from the front view. This mod video is teaching me stuff as well, man. Birds panic. Now, this is quite a funny mod, and I showed it in my video because of how funny it is. This is for demonstration purposes only. If I decide to spank the butt of one of my cows, all of them will start running wildly. Now, I did notice that once you have a lot of animals together, they will not stop running. Look, they're still going. Okay, they've stopped. This makes the gameplay way more realistic, and it's also just a little bit more fun once you go hunting for some food. A little tip to know is that if you insta-kill a mob, the others will not panic. Hide players. The name says it all. This allows you to hide your player. Highlighter. This highlights new items in your inventory that you've picked up with this little star down here. Horse buff. This mod basically removes the most annoying things that horses do. For example, horses will never randomly stop to, you know, like do whatever that is, but it also adds stuff such as walking over water instead of, you know, throwing you off of him. Just look at him go. Now, I don't know if it's this mod adding it, but it also goes translucent once you look down, you know, to see whatever is under you better. Immersive thunder. Now, obviously, I can't make a thunder in my world with a snap of a finger, so I'm going to open the world download that I created that is available on my Patreon, just so you know, because in here we can cheat. There you have it. Immersive thunder basically makes thunder more immersive. Particle rain. I was going to show this later in the video, but now that we're making it rain, let me just show it to you. Now, as you can see, the rain is a little different. Now, this rain is actually not real texture rain. These are Sorry, we just have to get rid of the thunder real quick. These are actual particles instead of textures falling down. Now, one other cool thing it does, it adds these... Hold on, let's just wait for one to appear. There, it adds these water dripping effects to the walls that are exposed to the rain. It's so cool. Instamine deep slate. I can't really demonstrate this because I don't have a netherite pickaxe yet. However, what this does is that it allows you to instamine deep slate with a netherite pickaxe that has efficiency 5 and only when you have the haste 2 effect. Iris. This basically allows you to run shaders in your Minecraft world. It is also a specific version of Iris that allows you to render these distant horizons chunks with shaders. If you're going to download my Modpack, then you don't have to worry about this. Everything is set up for you. Item borders. This adds a little border around more rare items. Lamp dynamic lights. This allows you to hold any light source in your hand and it will light up everything around you. Leaves be gone. What this does is it allows you to mine a tree without having to get rid of the leaves. It just does it for you immediately. Legendary tooltips. This adds a cool border around more rare items. It also adds this 3D rotation view to the items, which is just kind of cool. Light Metica. This allows you to build stuff in creative mode, make a selection, and then render a hologram in your survival world. It might be a little tough to learn in the beginning, so I highly recommend you just watch a tutorial and you'll be set. Not enough animations. This adds a bunch of new animations to your game, such as what I did just now, but also climbing ladders, but I can't really find any. There we go. Oh, you can kind of see my butt. Nifs spiders. This makes spiders a lot more scary. As you can see, they crawl on the walls like an actual real spider would do. Particular. This adds new cool particle effects to your game. Did you see that? As you can see, armor kind of shines. Waterfalls actually splash. This is from another one, just don't worry about that. And you also splash. Hold on, I'm gonna try to do something here. And you also make splashes. It's just so cool. I'm going to drown. Oh, hello there. Presence footsteps. This is a mod that improves on footstep sounds. Just take a listen. right-click harvest. The name of this mod actually doesn't serve it properly, because you can not only use right-click to harvest, but it also replants it for you and does a bunch of it at the same time. It is just a super useful mod that makes farming a lot more fun. Snow Real Magic. This is a mod that improves upon a bunch of snow-related stuff, one of them being adding this cool snowy layer effect to blocks. Soul Fired. What it basically does is that once you step into blue flames, you also start being on blue fire, you know, because it makes sense. This hurts. Sound Physics Remastered. This makes it so caves and wide echoey places actually echo. Just listen. It also is a little bit terrifying, but don't worry about it. Sounds. This adds new sound effects and improves vanilla sounds. Sparse Structures. Now, unfortunately, I got rid of this village that was over here, but you'll have to take my word on this one. What it does is that it makes stuff more spacious. So buildings and villagers and other stuff are not too close to each other. Structury. This is a mod that adds light lore to your world by adding these little ruins and other stuff around. Super Better Grass. Better Grass makes it so that the sides of grass blocks are also grass. However, Super Better Grass makes it so that it connects in a super nice way. Tectonic. Many people have asked me about my world generation mod, and Tectonic is it. I would honestly argue that Tectonic is the best world generation mod because it keeps the vanilla look of stuff, but it just improves it in a way better way. A way better way. Okay, yeah, I'm going with that one. The nice thing about it is that it adds no new blocks and no new biomes either. Tiny item animations. It adds these little animations when picking up items in your inventory to move them around. Trait cycling. I don't have any villagers to demonstrate, unfortunately, but this lets you cycle through different traits instead of having to break their workbench and place it down again. Vanilla Refresh. This is an awesome mod. This adds a bunch of useful stuff to the game, whether it's particle effects or effects such as a day counter or a biome pop-up, I think you call that. Things like sitting down on the ground wherever you want. And not even this page does it justice because it has a lot of settings. I would highly recommend getting this mod and going through all of the settings. You will see some stuff that is super cool. Visuality. It adds more particle effects to your game. That didn't work with the cows, my bad. As an example, when you hit a skeleton, it's going to drop these bone particles, and it does the same thing for other mobs such as slime and whatever. Wakes. This is that effect in water that follows you around. World Edit and Axiom. These are two mods you will always use in creative mode, obviously, and they help you with building and terraforming. Now, it's not like when you have Axiom, you don't need World Edit. World Edit still has its own functionalities that are useful, and Axiom improves upon that and adds a bunch new stuff that makes everything more simple. So I would recommend going into a tutorial session if you want to learn how to use both of these mods because they can be really big. Zero's World Map. This is a mod that adds a little world map to your world. Young's better jungle temples, better mine shafts, better nether fortresses, better ocean monuments, better strongholds, and better witch huts. Even though you've already seen some of them in my videos, I will not spoil to you what they look like. The reason why I only added these is because I feel like the other mods from Young are a little bit over modded or overchanged, overdone, too much. I don't know what to call it. And the last thing is Zoomify. This is basically what I've been using all this time to do these funny things, you know. Now we will go to a category that is quite important: performance mods. I'm just going to go quickly over them because I mean they all just improve on the performance of the game. They don't add any fancy stuff. So listen closely. Cull leaves, entity culling, more culling, dynamic FPS, ferrite core, immediately fast, language reload, lithium, sodium, modern fix, noisium, and scalable lux. And now for the last category, which you must also listen to because otherwise your mods probably won't work, is dependency mods. I'm also just going to go over them really quickly, so listen closely because if you miss any of them, your mods will not work. Sit Rezune, Cobweb, Crystal Library, Data Loader, Enhanced Block Entities, Entity Model Features and Entity Texture Features, Fabric Skyboxes, Jam Library, Main Menu Credits, though I don't know if this is really a dependency, Molly Library, Mine Blocks Repeated Utilities, Minecraft, Mixin Trace, OptiGUI, Polytone, Puzzle, Satin, Trinkets, and Young's API. Now you also need Fabric API, but that doesn't show up in here because I don't know. So yeah, all of these mods are for Fabric, so they're not for Forge or anything else. Fabric rules. Now, of course, you don't have to worry about these dependency mods and performance mods and whatever if you're just going to download my mod pack, because my mod pack has everything included for you. The way you can download my mod pack is by going into the description and following the link that will lead you to Modrinth. Now, I will say it's best you just download the Modrinth launcher, and then within the Modrinth launcher you can search for my mod pack, which is called Prince's Better Adventures, and you can create your sequence there to play. The reason it is called Prince's Better Adventures is because this is a mod pack that was actually originally Better Adventures by FlowState. However, I added a bunch of my own mods in here, and I removed some of his mods because some of them weren't very vanilla friendly in my opinion. Also, sorry if I scared you with my sudden voice change. I'm recording this a lot later and I currently have the flu. Man, we need to make a counter for the amount of times I had the flu in a video. But now I will quickly go over the shaders and texture packs that I use. So beginning from the resource packs, I am using Silent Portals. This removes the portal sound because it's really annoying. Better Moss Overhang. This adds a little side texture on blocks that have a moss carpet on top of it. Better Lanterns. This makes lanterns 3D. Shield by side. I'm so sorry, my voice is killing me. This makes it so your shield is by your side in this position, which is a lot less obstructive and looks cooler. Bare Bones boss bar, but it doesn't work unfortunately. Fresh Animations is probably something everyone knows. It adds super smooth animations to everything. And Stay True is the texture pack that you see almost 90% of the time. This is the texture pack that does this to my grass. It makes birch leaves orange, which is honestly so beautiful, and it retextures a lot of stuff, such as, for example, the log. What it also does is you have like all of these transitions between blocks, so you can do a lot of cool stuff with this, and there is just so many other things that I can show you, but honestly this is a very nice resource pack. And now let's come to my shaders, because people have been asking me this question a lot. The shader that I am using 99% of the time is Complementary Reimagined. However, the reason why it looks so different is because I tweaked a little bit of the settings. If you want your shaders to look like mine, then follow closely. First, go to Materials. Go to Integrated PBR plus Materials. Turn Generated Normals on and Coded Textures on. What this is going to do is it's going to add this 3D effect to your blocks. It honestly is a huge difference, and the shadow lines that you see here change depending on where the sun is located. And what Coded Textures does is it makes everything a little bit more noisy. So as you can see, it's not just a big pixel, but it's quite noisy. Then go into Atmosphere and Clouds. My cloud style is Unbound. Cloud altitude is 192, especially if you're gonna use Tectonic. I would recommend you put that on this height because the clouds are going to be right at the snow layer. But the most important one is go into Unbound Cloud Settings, put the cloud amount to 0.85, Rain Cloud Addition to 70, and cloud smallness to 70. Then this is the most important one. Go into Camera, Color Balance, and put your general brightness to 1.40, your contrast of brighter colors to 1.30, saturation to 1.25, white brightness to 2, contrast of darker colors to 1.10, and saturation of paler colors to 1. This is what makes my game look like this. I also have a world blur, and that is set to distance blur, and these are my settings for distance blur. Now, many people also ask me what this outline effect is, and they always think that it's my texture pack doing it. Unfortunately, no, this is not my texture pack, it is from the shader. So I know that many people are going to be disappointed when hearing this because some people can't run shaders. But if you can run shaders, then just go to Other, Selection Outline, and put that to Rainbow. Now, as you can see, the shadows are also a little different. They're pixelated. For that, you need to go into Lighting and then go to Pixelated Shadows, and I have mine set to 16 by 16 because this is going to match the pixel size of your world. Now, if you want that super cool end stuff that I did in my first episode, you are going to need Euphoria Patcher, and I've shown that in the mod section. So when you have Euphoria Patcher and complementary shaders, it's going to add these two new shaders. So let's open Complementary Reimagined plus Euphoria Patches, and I will show you the settings that will make your Ender Dragon explode like that, and you know, the cool crystal effects and etc. Just come up here to Euphoria Patches settings, go to Popular Settings, and here you have it. So End Crystal Vortex, I've set that to both. End Portal Rays are on, and
dragon death effect is on. Now, there are lots of settings in here that are super cool. With the shader pack, you even have colored lighting, which is just super awesome. However, I don't use it as often because it's obviously a little bit heavier than your everyday shader. So yeah, that's about it with the video. I want to thank everyone for their patience because I know that many people wanted this mod pack video and the mod pack. Again, the mod pack is in my description. Download the Modrinth launcher and look up Prince's Better Adventures and play it like that. Please don't spam asking me how to play the mod pack, because if you're going to go to the website and you download the mod pack, it's going to give you a Modrinth pack file, which is hard to set up. Like, I don't even know how to set that up. Just use the Modrinth launcher because Modrinth is awesome. Anyways, I'm going to continue recovering from my flu. Make sure you join the streams because the stuff that you see behind me is for the second episode, but we're streaming all of it. And make sure to smile as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. I thought it would be fun if I shouted out my patrons and members with my voice instead of text on a screen. So Jay Wakeling, Cytopian JRRC, Vasil, Nick Murtone, Luke, Duck Marley, Avery Hermida, Fabian Loffer, Brandon, Maga, and Danny Ite. I probably messed up the pronunciation of half of these, but I still want to thank all of you so much for being such a support and such a motivation for the channel. I will soon also start making exclusive videos for patrons and members. What I'm thinking of right now is making building tutorials or building videos of the stuff you see in my world, but I would love to hear your ideas so we can maybe do them as well. So again, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.